Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Fan, your ultimate destination for all things America's team. Whether you bleed blue and silver or are just starting to catch Cowboys fever, this is the place. If you are a die-hard fan, please make sure to subscribe for more latest news and updates of your favorite team. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because the NFL world has just been turned upside down. One of the biggest trades in football history has just gone down, and I promise you, this is something nobody saw coming. Deebo Samuel is heading to the Dallas Cowboys in a deal worth a staggering $200 million. This is the type of move that doesn't just shake up the league, it changes the course of history for both franchises involved. If you're a fan of the Cowboys, the 49ers, or just the NFL in general, you're going to want to hear every single detail about this shocking blockbuster trade. It all started with whispers behind the scenes, murmurs that maybe, just maybe, San Francisco was willing to entertain offers for their superstar wide receiver. Now, we all know Deebo Samuel is not just any player, he's a game changer. A Swiss Army knife on the field, capable of torching defenses as a wide receiver while also making elite plays in the backfield. He's a nightmare for defensive coordinators, a dynamic playmaker who can turn a routine play into a highlight reel moment. And yet, despite his undeniable talent, the 49ers have now made the bold decision to part ways with him, sending shockwaves across the NFL landscape. The Cowboys, always known for making big moves, saw an opportunity and pounced. Jerry Jones has never been one to shy away from shaking things up, and this trade proves once again that he's willing to do whatever it takes to bring another Lombardi trophy to Dallas. The terms of the deal are staggering $200 million. That's right, $200 million. This trade not only makes Deebo one of the highest-paid players in the league, but it also signals that the Cowboys are all in on winning now. This isn't just about getting a talented receiver. This is about making a statement that Dallas is here to dominate. Now, let's break down what this means for both teams. For the Cowboys, this is an absolute game changer. Dak Prescott just got one of the most dangerous weapons in the NFL. Imagine Deebo Samuel lining up alongside CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks. That trio alone makes this one of the most explosive offenses in the league. With Tony Pollard coming out of the backfield and Mike McCarthy calling the shots, this offense is about to be lethal. The NFC has just been put on notice. Dallas isn't messing around. On the flip side, the 49ers' decision to move on from Deebo Samuel raises a ton of questions. What's the plan in San Francisco? We know they have a stacked roster and a Super Bowl-ready team, but losing a playmaker like Deebo isn't something you just replace overnight. Are they putting even more faith in Brandon Ayuk? Do they have another big move coming? And what does this mean for Brock Purdy, who relied heavily on Deebo to make clutch plays? These are all burning questions that will need answers as we approach the upcoming season. But let's take a step back and talk about the sheer magnitude of this trade. A $200 million deal doesn't just happen overnight. There were weeks, maybe even months of discussions, negotiations, and strategic planning behind the scenes. The Cowboys had to make an aggressive offer, one that not only made financial sense, but also made the 49ers say, okay, we'll pull the trigger. This wasn't just about money. This was about setting a new standard in the NFL. When you make a move of this caliber, you're sending a message that you're here to win, and you're here to win now. And let's not forget what this means for Deebo Samuel himself. This is a player who has worked his entire career to get to this moment. He's always played with a chip on his shoulder, proving doubters wrong and showcasing his versatility in ways that very few players ever have. Now, he gets to do it on one of the biggest stages in football, playing for America's team, under the brightest lights, in one of the most iconic stadiums in the world. If you thought Deebo was motivated before, just wait until you see what he does in a Cowboys uniform. Social media is already going crazy over this trade. Fans are debating whether this was a smart move for the 49ers, whether the Cowboys overpaid, and what this means for the NFC power balance. Analysts are scrambling to adjust their predictions, and the odds in Vegas are shifting by the minute. That's the kind of impact this trade has. It changes everything. Let's talk about the pressure that now comes with this move. For the Cowboys, this is it. There are no more excuses. You don't make a $200 million trade for a superstar and then fall short. The expectation is clear: Super Bowl or bust. Anything less than a deep playoff run will be seen as a failure. Dak Prescott, Mike McCarthy, and the entire organization are now under the biggest microscope in football. Every game, every play, every decision will be scrutinized, because when you go all in like this, you have to deliver. For the 49ers, the challenge is different, but just as intense. They have to prove that they can maintain their status as a top contender despite losing one of their most dynamic weapons. Kyle Shanahan is one of the brightest minds in football, but even he has to know that replacing Deebo's impact won't be easy. They have faith in their system, in their coaching, in their ability to develop talent, but now it's time to show that faith is warranted. Can they still compete at the highest level without him? That's the million-dollar question. One thing is for certain: this trade just made the NFL season even more exciting. The Cowboys have been waiting for their moment, for their chance to return to glory. Deebo Samuel just might be the missing piece that finally gets them over the hump. Meanwhile, the 49ers are about to show whether they are truly built to last, or if this move will haunt them for years to come. Another thing to consider is how this move would affect the offensive scheme. Mike McCarthy has been calling plays this season, and while there have been ups and downs, adding another playmaker to the mix would give him even more options to work with. We've seen that McCarthy loves to spread the ball around, and with a young, explosive receiver in the lineup, Dallas could open up the playbook even more. Imagine a scenario where you have CeeDee Lamb on one side, this Ohio State receiver on the other, Brandon Cooks in the slot, and Tony Pollard coming out of the backfield. That's a nightmare for defenses and would make the Cowboys one of the most dangerous offenses in the NFL. So, Cowboys fans, how are you feeling? Is this the move that finally gets you that long-awaited championship? And 49ers fans, do you think this was the right decision? Or will this come back to bite your team in the future? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to hear from you. This trade is one for the history books, and the reactions are just getting started. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because this NFL season is about to be absolutely insane. Stay tuned for more updates, and as always, thanks for watching.